pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to the August 2024 Union City School Board of Education meeting. My name is Darren LeVard. I am the Vice President. I'm filling in for President Herman. Amber, if you're out there watching, we wish you a speedy recovery. You are missed. I'm not going to read the entire one. Everyone that's been here has been here before. So, are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
There is one addition that's been put in your agenda for hiring a licensed professional counselor, the 31N position. So you need a motion to add that to the end of the list there. It would be 11, it would be item W.
We're almost out of letters. Would someone please make a motion to make this the longest meeting of all time? To add approving Ms. Garfield as the social worker.
So moved.
Okay, support. Discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
So that will be
W.
item W.
Thank you. Okay, we'll start back at consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Do you have any correspondence? Secretary.
None that I'm aware of.
No correspondence. Do we have any comments from the audience? Any public comments? This is the section of the meeting which is public may make comments or share their opinions about items on the agenda. We ask you to limit your comments to no longer than 5 minutes per person to allow others the opportunity to speak. This is an opportunity for the board to listen to your concerns. It is not board practice to act on the concerns voiced during this meeting to allow the board to do further research. Do we have any public comments at this time? Seeing none, down to the action items. First of which is resignation of Ms. Paula. Do we have a motion to accept that resignation, or can we skip it?
So moved.
I reluctantly support it.
Discussion? I appreciate Paula. I know she's got a lot on her plate, but she was a good part of the board. I appreciate her being on the board. So thank you, Paula, if you're out there. All those in favor of approving the resignation of Paula, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item B is a closed session to discuss a student petition for reinstatement. We're going to do that. Did they make that
They did
request?
make that request, yes.
Okay. So I would need a motion to go into closed session, at which point we would come out and then continue our C through W items.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome to closed session. Yes.
I know, right?
I'll make a motion to
Alright.
come out of closed session.
Ponchos for the front row.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a motion to come out of closed session.
I just
support
made
it,
one.
Okay,
sure.
got it.
Okay,
I support that.
discussion, all those in favor?
You were babbling, so.
Aye.
Aye.
Yep.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thanks, Kurt.
We are back in session. Pursuant to the discussion we had in closed session, we need to take action at item C, consider the reinstatement of the student as requested. So we need a motion to reinstate or not reinstate the student at this time.
I'll make a motion to deny reinstatement. Support.
Discussion. It's not fun, it stinks, but
I hope he gets some help.
we have to do what's best for our students that are here. All right, all those in favor of denying the request for reinstatement of the student, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now the fun stuff, Neola. I learned today from Mr. Katz that I can make a motion. So I'm gonna make a motion from this chair, because I would have been from that one if Amber was here. I would like to approve all of the changes except for PO 2410 and 2414. And in 2410, I would like to leave it as it is, with the exception of where it says, in accordance with Michigan statute, delete that. Everything else would remain the same. And for policy 2414, proposed changes are fine with the exception of paragraph 2. That entire sentence that is deleted, I'd like to keep that sentence as it stands. The other changes can be the same. So again, 2410, no changes with the exception of the reference to the state statute. And then the other one, 2414, it would be, the only difference would be not deleting the section of the second paragraph. That's highlighted. So that's my motion, to accept all but those changes.
So you, when we make sure I'm clear, in 2410, you want to keep the entire policy. So you're rejecting all of the red with the exception of the first, 4 words?
The parenthetical statement, yes, in accordance with Michigan statute. So it's
The
all-
first 5 words. You'd like you keep those struck, but you want to leave the rest that's in red.
That is correct.
And then in 2414, in the second paragraph where it's red, you want to leave that sentence in.
Yes,
Okay.
you said it better than I did.
You have that understood, Kelly, too?
I can show you that.
So I just want to be clear in your motion.
Same thing that you said, so I think.
And now you have to ask for a second.
I
So
would
moved.
support that.
What's that?
Yeah.
You got it. You go.
Give
Go
it.
ahead.
Discussion?
It's you.
For those of you in the audience, the name of the policy is prohibition or referral of or assistance. So I can explain it later. But any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for your patience. Moving on, seasonal maintenance position hiring. I would like a motion to hire Mr. Rod Dybert to that position, please.
So move.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Okay, rapid fire here. Kindergarten teacher. Letter F, board action required to approve Miss Leslie Fields for kindergarten teacher.
So move.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are down to G, kindergarten teacher Bethany Vincent. Hiring her.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we're down to H, Miss Tangela, or as I knew her, Tangi Kimball, for position of kindergarten teacher.
Support. Or so move.
So you can do both.
So move.
Jeremy has approved and supported both.
That's right. You did great.
So you made a motion?
Yes, support.
No, you made the
No.
motion.
I make the motion,
Okay.
yes.
Support.
So move.
Okay, so you made the motion, you supported.
I had problems with that too.
That was, what,
I don't know, Jamie's out there. Yeah, she was out there.
okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. No,
Motion.
Jerry made the motion.
Support.
Thank you.
Yep.
I messed it up and then made the motion correctly.
Would there be any discussion on the topic? Anything you want to say?
I'm excited.
Okay, she's excited. That's good.
And I've told her that too.
Okay. All those in favor of hiring Miss Tangela, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Welcome, Tangi. Love. Third grade teacher, Christy Brooks.
Thanks.
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 I rubbed off on
Thanks.
it.
Sorry.
No?
My apologies. I went back to the 90s.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor of hiring Christy Banks as our third grade teacher, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Ms. Brooke Zaleski, third grade teacher.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Behavioral evangelist Chad Curtis from the elementary school. Board action required to approve his hiring.
So moved.
Support.
Okay. Archie got it, you support it.
Okay.
Discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Bus driver hiring. Need a motion to hire Miss Jacqueline Gibson as a bus driver. Oh, Paul got it. Okay.
Support.
Okay. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. UCA MEA employee contract 2024-2025. Like action to approve that.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. Thanks, Chris, for getting that done. It's, I know it's a lot of work, and those in the audience are probably a part of it as well, so thank you for your willingness to get that accomplished. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Food service employee contract for 2024-2025.
So moved.
Thank you.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Do I have to ask if it's opposed? Everyone says aye.
I think you're supposed to.
Okay.
You don't have to?
I don't think you do if everybody is.
Really?
Okay. I'm gonna make a new.
Because I don't think you can do both.
I'm gonna plow some new dirt tonight, and if I see everyone look at me and say aye, I'm not gonna ask for any negative response because you can't vote twice. All right. So we just approved the food service employee contract. We need to approve the paraprofessional employee contract for 2024 and 2025.
Support.
Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Secretarial employee contract for 2024 and 2025. Motion for the same.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Transportation employee contract 2024 and 2025.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was a very strong aye, Archie, but I'll take it. Individual contracts, I would like to suggest that we take out Miss Amanda Steele so we can vote for all but her, so that Jeremy can join us in the vote. So I would need a
I will make
Motion
a
to-
motion to approve all contracts with the exception of Amanda Steele.
we'll make that a different letter, right? Or not?
It's all part of the same item.
Okay, so we can do that.
You can have two motions in one item,
Okay.
yes.
I would support that.
Any discussion on accepting everyone except for Mrs. Steele at this time? All those in favor of approving the individual contracts as listed in item R of our board packet, please signify by saying aye. Okay, I would like a motion to approve Ms. Steele's contract.
I'll make that motion.
Okay,
Support.
discussion? You're not gonna vote? You might know her a little bit.
A little bit. She's
Okay.
shady.
What's that? She's shady? Strike that from the record. All those in favor of approving Ms. Steele's contract, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. You can go home tonight.
That's right.
All right, superintendent contract for Mr. Katz for 2024-2026. Need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? I believe Amber looked at it as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, same number with this.
So we have, not this Amber, but we have the blessing of the board president on this as well, just FYI. Any other discussion? All those in favor of approving his contract, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Down to letter T. Miss Teresa DeGraw is retiring. I'd like a motion to accept that retirement.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion.
28 years is a long,
She's been here a long
a
time.
long time in the district.
Thank you very much, Teresa, for all your time. It's a long time. Any other discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Said it. I'm sorry. Broke it. Letter U, retirement of Miss Lisa Monk.
I'll make the motion.
Motion to approve that. Thank you. Support. Discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We are now down to coaching recommendations from Ms. Denny. Here in your board packet, we have a motion to approve the coaching recommendations for the fall and some winter sports.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion? Or just still reading?
I'm good.
Alright. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We're now down to the new letter W, to hire Miss Christine
Garfield.
Garfield as the social worker for the district. We have a motion to approve that hiring.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion? This position is a new position?
This position is a new position. It's funded with the 31N grant funds, for $50,000 plus, she will have a caseload of, could be anywhere from 25 to 35 students, and we will get some money back from the ISD through Medicaid reimbursement. In total, it should cover the total cost of her position every year, I would imagine. Don't you think so? Pretty close. If
So-
not, yes.
The grant is in perpetuity?
So far, it's been a regularly renewed grant. A lot of the things the state does now are they're what they call formula grants. You get certain amounts. And so yes, in perpetuity is, I'm not going to go that far, but for the foreseeable future,
Okay.
yes.
I'm picking up where you're putting that. Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor of hiring Christine, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And Jamie's particularly happy that she has her own dog that she brings with her, that she brings to us an emotional support dog. So we will have another dog in the district with her every day.
We have 2 dogs now?
Well, we have
We have
the
one
one that
now.
we do at the elementary. This
No,
dog is,
dear Mr.
this
LeBar,
dog is
we
her
do
dog.
not have 2 dogs now. That is not what that
This is her dog
statement
that
just
she
said.
just, she asked permission to bring it with her. So she has it for therapy and stuff when she comes here.
If,
So yes.
do we have the right to,
Should we
to
just let it
request
go?
not bringing the dog if it's not?
Oh, sure. She asked if it would be okay, and Jamie jumped right in and said, absolutely. That would be
There's a
perfect.
lot of sarcasm attached to the statement.
Who does she report to?
She will report to me.
To you?
She will report to me, or at least starting out, yes. We haven't, because she's working in all three buildings. It seems like anybody who works in all three buildings ends up reporting to me. So, yeah, at this point she will, yes. We'll see how that goes. Maybe in the future I'll have her report to somebody else. I don't know. We'll change that if we need to. But yes, for now
So
she'll be
she's going to
reporting to me.
float between the buildings?
She would be working with a caseload of students in each building. That we'll have a process whereby the principals can refer to students, and she, and she'll meet with them and have groups of students that she meets with in each building. And yes, it would be a great benefit to a number of our students who don't get any kind of social work services.
Non-IEP students.
Yeah, our students who are not special
So our
education
students who need social work services but don't have an IEP, so we can't get them the IEP services through our social work through the county ISD. So that allows us to
So
give
they can-
additional services to those students.
Besides meeting with them, she can help them get other services that they might need to. So it's going to be a fantastic benefit. Yeah.
Win-win. Win.
Yes.
Win. Alright. Did we vote on her yet? I got lost.
That was discussion.
Okay, thank you. All those in favor of approving Miss Christine and her four-legged friend, please signify by saying aye. Motion carried.
And she is also, even though she was not employed by Penfield, she has been working in Penfield the last 7 years, and so she adds to Michael's Hall from Penfield.
I worked with her.
He pretty much backed a bus up there and brought a bunch of people
I
over.
can tell you did a lot of hiring.
That's
Okay.
Number 7.
What is it, 6 now? Is that 6, or including you? Is that 6 from Penfield?
I think that's, yeah.
3 teachers, Chad, you, and she, 6. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Either that or it's a silent takeover of
It's
our
like a
district.
construction company.
Okay.
One guy leaves, everybody follows him.
Yeah. We're now down, unless there's another, no, there's not. We're down to discussion.
Yes.
Discussion items, one on the agenda is facility planning. That would be you.
Yes, it would be. So we had a subcommittee meeting, building site committee, met with a gentleman from Chrisman and also C2AE, our construction manager and architect, who are involved in doing 2 things, and I'm reviewing this for public as much as for the board. That there are 2 things going on. One is the study of our facilities, and as a result of the grant we received to study, the grant is under this, according to the state, is a consolidation grant. It allows you to study your facilities and see in what ways you might be able to save money or make services better by consolidating. And so that's kind of the focus of that particular study, but it does give us a lot of information to help us also look at our facilities in terms of what we might need to do in order to make repairs and bring our facilities up to standards. As you know, all of our buildings are, well, I should say our elementary and high school are 80 and 70 years old, and our middle school, though it is just over 50 years old, is made of paper. And it was actually in the study found to be they have the most problems of any of our buildings. And so there are just a lot of items in that, and so that everyone on the board is aware of what the next steps will be. At that meeting, we discussed some of the options they brought forward for consolidating. These are just options on how we might combine buildings in our district. And the reason for looking at that beyond, we got a grant to look at those options, is that there's a phase 2 of this, which only those districts that got the first grant can apply for the second grant. And the second grant is a pot of $245 million to actually help implement the recommendations from the study. The gentleman from Chrisman, his information is that there were only 10 districts in the state that got the first grant. So there are basically 10 districts in the state doing consolidation studies. He's also helping on a study for a larger district that is looking at consolidating 8 buildings into 4 buildings by, what he talked about was they're gonna add on a gymnasium and do some other things, and because their enrollment has declined, so they're gonna close 4 buildings doing that if they get their funds. So that's the type of grant we could apply for. Not much has been shared with us about how the state's going to evaluate those applications. Is the state going to choose to give some money to each district that applies? Are they going to fund 2 or 3 big projects? We really don't know. All we can do is go through the process and apply for the funds. One of the things I'm concerned about is that, and the board members in that meeting were concerned about, is that our community have the opportunity to have input into what construction we do and what changes we make. Or even if we make any changes, how do we best go about preparing our facilities for the future? That will still be part of the process. But this particular grant application, we found out about it, I think it was like February, that we could do this. The actual grant was out earlier, but it was focused on getting districts to consolidate. Nobody applied for it a year ago because of that. So they've switched it, and that's when it became available to us. And then we just found out recently that the application deadline for the money is the end of September. So at our next board meeting, the board will receive a report with a recommendation from the study in terms of how we may consolidate buildings. And the board will need to sort of help us choose an option that we can apply for grant funds to get. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to absolutely have to do that option when we get the money. A lot of times with grants like that, because you're doing things without full complete budgets, there haven't been no architectural drawings or anything like that. You're simply got enough bones to put together to say, hey, this is what we'd like to do. If the state awards us money at that point, we can go back and say, we really need to change this a little bit and negotiate and work with the state on the funds. As long as we still accomplish the goals the state has approved. So we're gonna have 2 things. At the next meeting, it might look like we're deciding all of a sudden that we're going to combine all of our buildings into one brand new building, or we're going to renovate this building and the elementary and split the district into 2. It might look like we're deciding to do one of those options, but really what we're deciding to do is to apply for the grant money for what we think might be the most viable option, and also what might help us get the grant funds. We are still going to have a process involving community to say, okay, here are the problems in our buildings. What is your feedback in terms of what you'd like to see done with our buildings? And we intend that to be very community involved. So I think that is kind of my spiel for where we are right now. The board subcommittee members, I don't know if you have anything, the ones that were there have anything you want to say?
The question was brought up, if we get X million dollars from the state and we go for a bond and we don't get it, then what happens? And the answer is we don't know that either. So there's a lot of things we don't know. But we have to at least ask for something before we can be told no.
Yeah.
So that's our intent.
And what we do know is getting some of the money is better than having to fund the whole thing ourselves, because it's, whatever we do is gonna be potentially very costly.
He just summarized, was it 2 hours or 3 hours we sat there?
It was between 2 and 3
You
for
could be
sure.
thankful he summarized that in that short time. There was a lot
Was
of
it,
questions.
was it a good summary, do you think?
Oh, yeah, very good.
Oh, good,
I
okay,
understood it.
good.
Archie, anything else you wanted to say?
I guess the only follow-up that I have from that meeting is, are you going to propose that we have another building and site committee meeting prior to the September?
Yes, yes. When they get numbers to us on some of the modifications we suggested, and then we'll have another building and site committee meeting, I would imagine in the next couple weeks, because I want to do it with enough time so that they can finalize the report that comes to the board on the 16th. And then we have to have the grant application written and submitted by September 30th. Okay?
I thought it was a good meeting. A lot of good options.
And I was happy with both Crispin and the other guy too, that they explained things well and did a thorough job. Open to suggestions. And, I mean, Archie had a suggestion, and they're going to go back and look at that. I thought it was a good idea. So it's positive. But the sad thing is, you said during the meet, one of the things you said in the 3-hour meeting was this isn't happening next year. So just,
It will be, yeah, I mean, whatever we pass, if we get it passed, it's almost a year process just to get the plans done and get things in place, and then a couple of years to build. So we're looking at like
I think Rob said we look at 4 years.
4 years, yeah, from now, before we have anything that we could, open up and walk into. So.
let the record show that they said they would not participate in an upgrade to a facility or a new facility that did not have air conditioning. So for those of you that wanted to hear that, if we do anything, there will be air conditioning for everyone.
Yes.
So just, that's the one hope that we have.
Oh, goodness.
Anything else on facility planning you want to talk about?
Well, just, we have, there is another grant out that Sarah and I looked at just yesterday and today that might help with air conditioning, potentially. So we're going to apply for that as well, I think. That could be folded in as part of it. So we're looking at all kinds of opportunities where we can find them. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Also, for the record, the range of costs was $42.8 million to $78.2 million. So just ballpark, they're huge numbers. But buildings aren't cheap, so that's just information.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Any other discussion items? Seeing none. Information items, we have an open house on Thursday at elementary school, middle school, and high school.
They're all on Thursday. They each start a half hour apart. So you can start at the elementary, go to the middle school, and then the high school.
There's also a high school football scrimmage, which upset my wife that it happened during the open house. So, FYI. So,
I don't schedule the school
Fine.
meetings.
what's that?
Divide and conquer.
Well, I think he has to be here to sign up for things. I think don't the students have to be here.
No,
Oh, okay.
this is an open house.
Yep.
This is for parents to come in
Then
and
she was misinformed. Then.
yeah,
I will
the
make sure to
students
tell her
come
that
in.
when I
The
get home.
students come in. One of
Just trying to make
the,
you
just
feel
so he
bad.
knows, Amber, when are the students supposed to come in? Are the students supposed to come in ahead of time?
I'm sorry, I guess I don't understand the question.
Are you asking
Oh, we
when her
already
check-in
did
day
that
is?
was
She had
Thursday.
that already.
She already had, did he come last Thursday?
No, it's okay.
So we were busy. My kids knew about it when.
I will get back to you.
All right.
Okay, thank you for that. Alumni Field Stadium dedication. September 6th.
September 6th, prior to the varsity football game, the Booster Club has a number of activities planned to show off the concession stand, which if you go by, you'll see is still under construction, so to speak. The inside is about complete, is that correct, Amber?
Countertops are going in right now.
Right, as we
Sinks
speak.
are being installed right now, and then we just have to clean.
Yeah, so there's a lot of activity out there. I wanted to, at some point, I'm gonna get with Tate about, we wanna try to figure out when and how to do the dedication between the open house and, or before the game, or Amber had some ideas, so I was gonna give you a ring here and just kind of talk about how we might do that. But it will be before the game at some point. We might cut a ribbon or something, we don't know how we're gonna do it, but
Golden shovels.
yes.
Were we able to use the majority of the booster money that was given?
I don't know exactly how much, Sarah, do you know how much of the booster money we've used?
I was told Amber controlled the purse strings, that's what I was told.
We're not done yet.
It's getting there.
New scoreboard too?
What's that?
We're getting a new scoreboard as well?
There's no new scoreboard
no,
that I'm
new
aware
play
of.
box.
Softball field got a
Yeah,
new
sorry,
scoreboard that is
Oh, yeah,
gorgeous.
play box.
Football has play clock.
Yes.
Play like that, that's what, okay.
Yes, the softball field did, and I wanna mention that on the cameras, that Southern Michigan
Yes.
National Bank donated the money for the scoreboard. And we wanna thank them for that. Always get good PR out about those things, cause it was a very generous donation that they made. Do you remember who donated the post mounted on it? I'm trying to remember his name.
Horace.
Mr. Goris.
Roger
Roger Goris donated the post that it's mounted on. So, and our maintenance guys worked at getting it up there, so it looks really awesome.
That's really neat.
Alright, anything else on that?
No, I do have another information item that's not on the list. It's for the public out there. If you can teach special education, give us a call.
Or if you want a parapro job.
Or
we got
parapro
that
job.
too.
We have several openings. We have, it's the employment market is dried up. We have no applicants for special education positions. So we're scrambling right now.
We lost a couple.
We had 2 retirements from our special ed department, plus we were granted by the ISD the permission to hire 2 new positions.
Okay.
So we actually had 4 open positions, one of which is being filled by Kat Case, who's moving from 3rd grade to that position, which allowed us to hire another 3rd grade teacher. So we have 3 that are open currently, yes.
I thought you did a good job filling the spots you had to fill at the elementary. That was
We've
a lot of
had,
people.
I tell you what, it's a good thing we hired a guy from Penfield, otherwise I don't know where we would have gotten all those teachers from, so.
Alright. Thank you. Any other public service comments you wanna make or advertisements?
No, I think that's it. I gotta get my ads out when I can't work.
Now we're down to the second public comment. This is a section of the meeting where you may speak if you would like. So is there anyone else who would like to comment from the public? Board roundtable. Anyone on the board of anything?
I do have a question. I'm already thinking into next summer. Our last day of school, is it Wednesday, June 4th or Thursday, June 5th?
Thursday,
Okay.
June 5th.
The elementary school calendar has it as Wednesday, June 4th, just FYI. So I just wanted to
It was the
make sure.
4th. We
Okay.
had, there was a Friday in April that we had accidentally scheduled school on. And so we negotiated with the union to make that an off day and extend it out to Thursday. So that's just Michael, you want to have your calendar changed.
Perfect.
I had a couple things, but I like everyone else to talk first because I tend to be verbose. A couple things. One, I didn't say it during every single one of the teachers because I was trying to make sure I said their names right, but I read everyone's applications and I thought some of them were very well done and they appear to be very highly qualified, and I'm excited to have them in our district. So I just wanted to say that as a general statement for many of the people that we hired. Second thing, we need to have on our next board meeting appointment for a new member to the board after Paul had resigned.
Yes. we do.
Amber asked me to mention that, so I don't know how we post that.
Post that tomorrow.
Okay.
And then how does that work then? Will that position then be on the ballot in November?
No, it's
not
too
possible.
late. It has to be
Okay.
if it's 7 days before filing deadline, then you by law have to put it on the ballot. But once that passes, it's too late.
So then whoever takes Paula's spot is just on for the remainder
We'll
of
be
the
on
term?
for the well,
Okay.
yes,
Next
until
election.
the following election, so,
Is
which
the
would be the
remainder
remainder of her term,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
So it'll
Okay.
be till 26,
Okay.
yes. So we will ask for applicants and you will,
And you're planning on doing the interviews at the next board meeting?
That's the intent.
yes.
Okay, that, I just need to know that so I can put that in the
Probably
posting.
run the same offense
I'll
we
do the
did with
posting.
Mary Karen here.
We have to have it at the next board meeting, right?
You must appoint someone within 30 days. And the next board meeting is on the 16th, which is about 29 days.
Do you know how long you leave that application window open? Just so I can tell people if they want to apply.
It's really up to you. We can have it last out as long as you'd like. We'd probably like at least a week to be able to make sure they'll be in attendance and they have whatever information. So we could schedule that deadline for the,
Previous
Tomorrow, for
a
sure.
week before.
That's what you did last time when I
Yeah.
applied. I think it was the Monday before.
I think it was the Monday, I think you're right.
So the
Right.
9th.
Yeah, that's right.
The Monday
and have
before
them
the
do
meeting, the 9th.
of September.
Yeah.
Works for me. Alright. Thank you for that. The other thing, after, I don't want to say enduring, but, and I can't say enjoying, but after experiencing the training on superintendent evaluation that I got to experience, some of those of us at the table didn't get to experience it. But
Who's that? Because I can make sure that they get scheduled for another one.
We discussed that. After.
Hey, I did it.
Any-
I did it twice in like 6
No
weeks.
links,
so.
no. I didn't want to bother you.
Yeah.
one of the new requirements is we have to have your goals approved a year before we do the evaluation. So technically we're late on creating goals for you. So I think we should have.
A year before? I don't think was it a year before?
It's supposed to be. It's July to July, right?
Yeah, it's prior to your evaluation period starting.
So
Theoretically.
basically, you can't do it.
Didn't we have goals for you though on your last evaluation? Wouldn't that
Yeah.
count?
That was on our last one, but for the, he means
But
for the next
for
one.
the
They
next year.
pounded it. You got to be up front. You have to have all the goals. They have to be measurable, and there's a lot more to it than there has been in the past. My
Right.
point is, we can't wait until January to decide its goals. So I think we should discuss that at some point. I don't know when that would be most prudent, but
You
I
could
don't
put
want
off
to
my
get-
evaluation until next August or something, then and do it that way. I'll find it out, but we'll have on there, a discussion. So are you asking for a discussion decision on my goals for next month's meeting?
I'm bringing it up to remind us that we have to do it.
Okay.
I don't know when the best time to do it is. I just know
Kelly?
that if we don't set a time to do it, it will get done on time, and then it will be.
Well, we might as well do it next month. Huh?
Kelly, will you make a note to put that on the agenda for September?
discuss goals?
Superintendent goals, yes.
My goals for the next year, not goals for the next year, no, we did not.
Goals
Everything has to be
for
proactive.
425.
And we also have to do-
Goals for me for next year, no, you did not.
You also have to be put on a what's it called? A performance plan? No, what is it? Some
Performance,
name of,
PIP, performance improvement plan.
yeah. Regardless, you have to. Yeah. The state has wonderful systems. That's all I'm saying. So we have to do that at some point.
I guess maybe I have to go through that training myself,
Have fun.
Maybe, might be good.
because I have not. When I read it, it said just board members had to
I'm
be
pretty
trained.
sure it was the one that we all attended like 2 years ago.
No, it's new.
It's new evaluation
It's a
tool
new
for
one.
It's a
superintendents.
new tool.
Yeah.
For superintendents,
Well,
yes.
it's 99% the same,
Yeah.
but it's different.
But, yes.
So it's not the same one.
You notice
And
the
it's-
differences?
What I read is that board members had to take it. It didn't say I had to take it. But it sounds like I gotta take it. So I know what's going on.
Maybe you can get some sketches for it.
Or we do them. The new pieces are you have to have an improvement plan
Just
regardless of how they were evaluated to be. So
You can always
Because you can always improve.
Always
That was
improve.
what was told to us. Yeah. And there's no such thing as
So they say.
it used to be ineffective, effective. I don't know. There was a you did a good job one. Now there's just effective is all you can
Probably
do.
Yeah.
You
highly
can't.
effective,
Yeah.
effective.
One of my favorite
There were
songs
four
back in
and
the day
now
was
there
by
are-
I'd
Mac
like to
Davis.
change the t-shirts too.
Look it up, folks.
So-
Mac Davis.
You can't be highly
Favorite
effective
song.
anymore. So sorry.
What do you?
You can aspire to be effective.
Huh? Should I sing it? No, I won't sing it.
Please
You
do.
were singing today when I moved.
Okay. We're
I'll,
digressing.
I'll sing it after the meeting.
I know a song you don't
Any
like.
other items that you want to bring up?
I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a
I
second?
support.
Any discussion?
I'll support also.
All those
I
in
gotta
favor,
drive back to Grand
signify by
Rapids, so-
saying aye.
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 Motion carried. Have a good night. Thank you.
That